Once again, starting off today with a big thank you to everyone who shows up here every single day, likes, shares, subscribes, engages in the conversation. Very much appreciate it. Those of you over at the Patreon channel as well, you guys take it to a different level. If the growth rates continue the way they are over here, the paradigm is going to shift eventually between there being as much or more engagement at Patreon as there is at YouTube. And that's not really the fault of YouTube audiences. It has to do with those running the algorithms. And that's why I've set up this other channel where we can talk like adults, speak like adults, and lay it all out there. So there's really no difference in my level of appreciation other than those here at the Patreon channel have decided to help me forge a new path with $1. That's all it takes. $1 per month. I very much appreciate both of you, but YouTube is what it is, of course. In today's video, though, I would like to do something a little bit different. I'm sure a great many of you have seen and heard that I sing, write, and play guitar. It was the very first thing that I did before I put up any other topic on YouTube. Didn't have very much success at it, and well, I let it go until more recently, after I did the other types of videos, started putting this stuff back up. But there's an interesting paradigm when it comes to music that the liberals hate. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are like, well, wait a minute, Florimaki, there are a lot of liberals who are in music. It's true. There are, but the most recent crop of liberals has a problem. Because when it comes to singing, there is absolutely no possible way to make a male voice sound like a female voice. Or vice versa. Just because of how male voices are created literally in the womb versus female voices. It's impossible. And there's a couple of really good examples that I would like to share with you. That one is going to be of two different individuals singing the same song. And, well, I guess both of them are, but there's a bass singer. He's part of a larger group called Voice Play, but his name is Jeff Castellucci, and he did a version of Far Over the Misty Mountains Cold. Speaking of cold, by the way, still fighting it. That is absolutely incredible. Now, he's not just a bass singer. He's a deep bass singer. He's one step lower. He can sing down in the G1 range. Also on YouTube, I'll give you the links to all of these to show you this difference. There's no female singer that can sing low enough to ever match a male voice. And there's no male voice that can sing high enough to ever match the upper range of a female voice. There's another YouTuber, goes by the name Melinda, who sings the exact same song, Misty Mountains, but she does it in a female register in the same key. And there's no possible way, there's no amount of science that exists that could ever take any single individual and train or change their voice so that they could sound anything remotely like the opposite version of what they were given. And here's a picture of this. This is the female vocal tract. Here's the male vocal tract. If you were born with a male vocal tract, it will always be identifiable, no matter how high you try to make your voice or how breathy. Pardon me. It's just not possible. I'll give you 3 articles as well that cover this. Male versus female voice actors. They talk about here how much the difference is and how it's impossible to try to mimic a male voice if you're a female. You can mimic a child's voice, which was made very popular by the voice actress that did Bart Simpson, because she was doing a child's voice before puberty. Once puberty hits, forget it. It's over. This is Xiom. And ask any audio engineer If there's any female voice that can mimic, it can be a low female range, but it can't mimic a male low range voice. Audio oddities, frequency ranges of male, female, and children's voices. This is another one from ScienceDirect.com. Differences in voice quality between men and women. Use of the long-term average spectrum. They did a study on this to see if there was something that could be done. There's nothing that can be done with drugs. There's nothing that can be done with surgery. Nothing. It is what it is. Now, another great example of this is Il Divo. It's 4 tenors. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of the group. Let me see if I can get them all on stage here. And they're singing a Spanish version of a Toni Braxton song called Unbreak My Heart. In Spanish, it's called Regresa a mí. Now, these are 4 tenors. Okay? That means very high. They all can sing very high for men. Toni Braxton can sing as low as any female I've ever heard. But listen to them back to back. Even her singing as low as she can and them singing as high as they can. She can't match them. They could never match her. It's 2 entirely different registers that they sing in. And this is something that those who want to try to make you believe that men can be women and women can be men and all this level of biology cannot be changed. And anyone who's ever been in music, I mean, I don't care if it was Freddie Mercury or Prince or any of those guys that could sing really, really high. They could sing really, really high in a male register. And even they would tell you that. Vince Gill is a very high tenor, but he's still in the male register. And there's only so far down that females can go. Toni Braxton can go lower than I've ever heard a female singer go. Truly, I mean, absolutely amazing. Diana Krall is another one that can do that. She's a jazz piano player. But it's one of those funny things that it doesn't, I guess, mean a whole lot in the grand scheme of things. But it's one of those pieces of evidence you can kind of put in your pocket and walk away from. And if anybody ever brings it up and says, look, it's in music. It's literally written into the voices of our DNA. That there's no mistaking. No matter how hard you try. There, you cannot make a male voice have the timbre and the tonal quality of a female voice. You just can't do it. So, anyway, I will leave it there. Not a very, very long video. Still trying to stay off the vocal cords as much as I can, but Il Divo, Unbreak My Heart, Toni Braxton, Regresa a mí, and Jeff Castellucci, Far Over the Misty Mountains Cold. And the channel goes by Melinda. I don't know who this is, but her version of this is as good, if not better. But once again, in her register. So I'll give you all the links. You can go all through them, and you can see that it's just night and day. Absolutely night and day. So we will leave it there. God bless. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.